This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Ang bayan kong Pilipinas, hirap ang dinadanas. Sari-sari ang problema dahil sa pandemya. Matapang ang Pilipino, matapang tayo. Kakayanin natin to, kaya natin to. Like Andres Bonifacio, he is our hero. Hindi at takbo, hindi at takbo. Nandiyan na ang bakuna. Magpapaturok ka ba? Supilit na ang pandemya. Magpapaturok ka ba? Huwag mawalan ng pag-asa. May pag-asa. Malapit na ang ginhawa. May ginhawa. Mawawala ang pandemya. Mawawala na rin yan.
For today's headlines, Pacman can't hide treachery. Duterte sympathizes with quake-hit Haiti. Philippines rushes repatriation of OFWs in Afghanistan. No new measures needed versus variants. Duque tried to resign but Duterte rejected it. Duterte asks US for more COVID-19 jabs, boasts China donation. Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Vice President Edgardo Lacson cited economy status amidst ECQ. Philippine Basketball Association tackles resumption. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is August 17, 2021 and here are the latest news of this Tuesday morning. Lakas ng Bayan views as treachery and disloyalty Senator Manny Pacquiao's involvement with another political group, serious accusations that could merit his expulsion from the ruling party. Pacquiao, however, is being given his platform to explain right after his boxing match with World Boxing Association champion Yordenis Ugas on August 21 in Las Vegas, a fight Pacquiao now touts as possibly his last. The 42-year-old octuple world boxing champion had hinted at retirement many times in the past, but this fight with Ugas brings him closer to that time of hanging up his gloves in anticipation of a good run at the presidency. The PDP Laban has also called him out for what its leaders called a consummated crime when Pacquiao applied for his regional political party, the People's Champ Movement, a commission on elections accreditation for it to be recognized as a national political party. Pacquiao's loyalty was also questioned by his peers as he was confirmed to have initiated talks with Vice President Leni Robredo, the opposition Liberal Party leader, for a possible alliance. During the Daily Tribune's morning show Gising Na on Monday, PDP Laban Secretary General Attorney Melvin Matibag said Pacquiao committed treachery when he disclosed to make the People's Champ Movement as a national political grouping. He was the acting PDP Laban president when he did so, taking over the post vacated by former party president Coco Pimentel. The manner by which the party leadership was transferred to Pacquiao was also called irregular by newly elected PDP Laban President Alfonso Cusi. The PDP Laban will conduct a national convention on September 8 where the National Executive Committee is set to ratify its endorsement of Go and Duterte. President Rodrigo Duterte on Monday conveyed his condolences to the families of those who died from a recent earthquake that jolted Haiti. At least 1,300 people died and over 5,700 were injured in Haiti after a 7.2 magnitude earthquake shook the country on Saturday. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, citing an initial report from the Department of Foreign Affairs, said no Filipino died or was injured in the Caribbean territory due to the quake, since most of them are working and staying in the capital city. About 13,694 homes were destroyed, while 13,785 were damaged, a devastating blow to the nation still reeling from a presidential assassination last month. It is still rebuilding from a major earthquake 11 years ago. The destruction also pushed hospitals to the brink and blocked roads that would carry vital supplies, prompting the Haiti government to declare a state of emergency. Rescuers were racing to find survivors amid the rubble ahead of a potential deluge from an approaching tropical storm, which is predicted to reach Haiti on Monday night. The United States National Hurricane Center warned that the tropical storm may bring heavy rain, flooding, and landslides. Neighboring countries such as the Dominican Republic and Mexico rushed to send help to Haiti. The Department of Foreign Affairs on Monday is set to repatriate 51 overseas Filipino workers in Afghanistan amid the chaos that came with the Taliban takeover of capital Kabul. In an advisory, the DFA said at least 32 OFWs have been evacuated to Doha, Qatar, and are awaiting repatriation flights, while 19 Filipinos will be flown to the Philippines immediately. The DFA informs the public that it is currently undertaking arrangements for the repatriation of Filipinos still left in Kabul, Afghanistan. The department and its foreign service posts in the region and beyond are exploring all avenues of cooperation and are closely coordinating with governments and international partners to guarantee their immediate and safe passage. It also maintained its call for all Filipinos in Afghanistan to join the repatriation program. They are advised to immediately contact the Philippine Embassy in Pakistan. A total of 130 Filipinos have been living in Afghanistan as of August 15, the DFA said. The 20-year war between the Taliban forces and the government ended on Sunday after the heavily armed insurgents seized Kabul and regained control of Afghanistan following the withdrawal of the U.S. forces overseeing security in the country set on August 31. The takeover sparked exodus between citizens and foreigners, including embattled President Ashraf Ghani, who resigned on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Immigration has assured that all international airports in the country are ready to process the return of repatriated Filipinos. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
We are back on Tribune News on Q. And in other news, the Philippines does not need to impose new measures to curb coronavirus transmission since the existing pandemic strategies should only be intensified amid the continuing increase in COVID-19 cases and the detection of the Lambda variant, Malacanang said Monday. Speaking at a palace briefing, presidential spokesperson Secretary Harry Roque said the basic health protocols are measures related to prevention, detection, isolation, and treatment of COVID-19 would be enough for now, claiming that there was nothing concerning about the new Lambda variant. He said that no matter what variant we have, we will still have the same response. While the variant is becoming deadlier and more infectious, perhaps we just need to strengthen the implementation of mask wearing, hand washing, social distancing, and vaccination. He added that the important thing we have heard from the real experts today is that we have nothing to worry about the detection of the Lambda variant. No matter what variant there is, we will have the same weapons. Meanwhile, the palace officials was uncertain whether Metro Manila would remain under enhanced community quarantine beyond August 20, following a dramatic increase in COVID-19 cases. However, he assured the public that the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases would convene this week to discuss whether the strictest lockdown classification should be extended in the capital region, subject to the approval of local government units. Despite the uncertainties on ECQ extension, Roque maintained that the government would not expand lockdowns without financial assistance to poor individuals who would be affected by the strict restrictions. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III tried to resign not once, but twice. President Rodrigo Duterte on Monday barred that he had rejected Duque's attempts to quit from his post because the embattled health chief did not do anything wrong in leading the Philippines' pandemic response. The president declared that he would reject again Duque's possible attempt to step down as health chief amid criticisms which stemmed from state auditors' report questioning the alleged deficiencies and using over 67.3 billion pesos in COVID-19 funds. Duterte, who has vowed not to tolerate even a whiff of corruption, vouched anew for the honesty and integrity of his cabinet members, including Duque. He then assured the nation that he won't let public officials steal public funds. The president also slammed the Commission on Audit for publishing their findings during the pandemic, even if concerned agencies have yet to submit all of the required documents. Citing the current national emergency, he said the commission should give an elbow room to the government in terms of fund utilization. Duque has since denied his involvement in the perpetrated fraudulent schemes in the state insurer, saying he was a non-voting chairman of the corporation under the Universal Healthcare Law. The health chief has long under fire of his alleged lackluster performance in leading the state's coronavirus response. We will be back. Stay with us.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination,
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Vice President Edgardo Lacson cited economy status amidst ECQ. In regards to this, here is Vernon Velasco for a full report.
Just
Hi.
let's vaccination rather than extending the enhanced community quarantine as a more prudent curve in the country's pandemic exit plan. Thus said Philippine Chamber of Commerce Incorporated Vice President Ed Lacson, who is worried that another lull would again dampen the country's bullish double-digit second quarter growth, pegged at 11.8%. This is highest since the fourth quarter of 1988 and mainly driven by manufacturing, construction, retail, and repair industries. According to Lacson, it's harder to forecast the vagaries of overreacting lockdown policies than the changing dynamics of today's economy. Moody's Analytics, in its weekly highlights, suggests that the Philippines will be one of the last countries in Asia to return to pre-pandemic economic levels due to slow vaccine rollout. Lacson appeals to the government to be softer on businesses, especially ones that are small and medium in scale, by giving tax breaks, among others. The ECQ in the capital region bubble will expire on Friday, but an extension looms, owing to the unyielding rise in Delta-driven numbers. This is Vernon Velasco reporting, Luzon Q.
Thank you, Vernon. And that wraps up the stories this morning. But before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Arietta Center, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning!
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.